To this presentation on dialectometric study of solid-solid phase transformation in steels. This is Priyanshu Sinha of Metallurgical Engineering branch of BIT Sindri. So it is the microstructure of the steel which on first hand decide their mechanical properties. Thus it becomes imperative to study the evolution of this microstructure during heat treatment of steels. But the first question that comes in our mind, why dialectometry? This is because dialectometry is one of the most powerful technique for the study of solid-solid phase transformation in steels because it permits the real-time monitoring of the evolution of transformation in terms of dimensional changes occurring in the sample by the application of a thermal cycle. Now the second question that comes in our mind is what is the principle of this dialectometry? So whenever a sample undergoes a phase transformation, it is accompanied by a change in the specific volume of the sample. This change in the specific volume is due to the change in the lattice structure during phase transformation. So before going into the minutes of dialectometry of steel, it is necessary to have a profound knowledge of stability of different phases of iron at different temperature. At low temperature, the stable phase of iron is body-centered cubic known as ferrite and denoted by alpha. At any elevated temperature of about 910 degrees Celsius, this alpha phase transformed into phase-centered cubic known as ferrite austenite and denoted by gamma. Again at about 1400 degrees Celsius, this austenite phase transforms into body-centered cubic phase denoted by delta. So this is a typical dilation curve obtained on heating a steel at a rate of 0.05 Kelvin per second. It represents the relative change in the length of the sample as a function of temperature. So for the sake of analysis, this dilation curve can be divided into 4 stages according to the temperature, according to the calculated transformation temperature. So the first region is from room temperature to AC1 temperature at which perlite dissociation starts. Second region is from AC1 to TC at which perlite dissociation finishes, and alpha to gamma, that is ferrite to austenite transformation starts. The third region is from TC temperature to AC3 temperature at which the transformation of alpha to gamma is finished. From AC3 to the austenization temperature at which non-isothermal heating finish is taken as the fourth region. Now at first graph is linear because there is no change in the microstructure of the steel till AC1 temperature. At AC1 the relative change in length is no longer following the linear relation with temperature, and it contracts due to the dissociation of perlite with increasing temperature, and already in the third stage the relative change in length reaches to a maximum and then decreases until all alpha, that is ferrite, changes into austenite gamma. So one of the most important advantage of dialectometry is that it is possible to distinguish the temperature at which alpha changes into gamma and the temperature at which perlite changes into gamma using high resolution dialectometry. It is a very important advantage of using dialectometry. Now this process depends on the competition between thermal expansion and alpha to gamma transformation. Even after the relative change in length has reached to the minimum, some alpha could remain untransformed in the microstructure, due to which there is a deviation from linearity at temperature Td. At this temperature Td, residual ferrite transformed instantaneously to gamma. Now using kinetic theory, we can calculate the relative change in the length of the sample at any elevated temperature using this formula. In this formula, V alpha, V theta and V gamma are nothing but the volume fraction of alpha, theta and gamma phase at an elevated temperature. Similarly, V alpha 0 and V theta 0 are the volume fraction of alpha and theta phase at room temperature. Similarly, A alpha and A gamma are the dimension of alpha and gamma phase at an elevated temperature. A theta, B theta and C theta are nothing but the dimension of cementite phase at an elevated temperature. Similarly, A alpha 0 and A theta 0, B theta 0 and C theta 0 are respectively the dimension of alpha and cementite phase at room temperature. Now what we have done here, using the previous formula where we have calculated the relative change in length of the sample using kinetics theory, and we have also calculated the relative change in length of the sample using dilatometry. We have plotted a graph. We can easily see how closely they resemble each other. So what the conclusion which we can draw from the previous graph is that the calculated relative change in length was also consistent with the measured value at every temperature for this steel. Okay, second is experimental kinetic transformation. Critical temperature, that is AC1, AC3, as well as the magnitude of the overall contraction due to austenite formation are accurately reproduced by the dilumetric calculation. From all this discussion, we can conclude that dilatometry is one of the most powerful technique for real-time monitoring of the phase transformation in solids. Thank you.